Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to the webinar on ensuring the plant safety by adopting good integrity management practices as a part of the SAFETYPRO EXPO, which is the first virtual exhibition and conference on the health and safety. First, I would like to introduce SGS. SGS is the world leading inspection, verification, testing, and certification company engaged in the implementation of an effective asset integrity management system and programs in different sectors of the processing plants, refineries, and oil and gas all over the world. Myself, I am a chemical engineer, and I am associated with SGS for last 10 years. Leading the team of asset integrity management team in SGS and have experience in the implementation of integrity management programs in different national and international oil and gas facilities, refineries, and other processing plants. Okay, let's start our presentation, and before going detail on the topic of the asset integrity management or asset integrity management programs. First, we revise our memories and we take a glimpse from the past. So we can remember there are the numerous failures, disasters of the refineries, which cause many fatalities, injuries, and many asset losses, maybe in billions or in billions in dollars. One of the most severe disaster is the refinery disaster in the Texas city in 2005. There was a fire and explosion in the refinery, which causes more than $1 billion asset loss with 15 fatalities and the 180 injuries of the employee. After this disaster and this type of disaster, it is very important to find the root cause of that type of disaster. Why this type of disaster, this type of failures are occurring. So a team were formed and they go in detail. They were studied and find some root causes. One of the root cause is the inadequate operational disciplines and attention. What does it mean? It means that there are many disciplines working in the refinery, and now in recent current situations, in current era, there are the same case. There are different sectors, there are different disciplines in the refineries or any processing plant, like operation, like maintenance, like inspections, like finance, but they are working in a isolatedly. But the reason for this type of failures is these disciplines are not working properly and they are not integrated to each other. For effective integrity management program, it is important that all the disciplines should be integrated and work combinedly. So one of the reasons is this. Second is the inadequate training qualifications of the personnel. It means there is no any competency enhancement programs for the employees. There is no training need assessment programs in the facility or in the refinery where disaster occurred. So it means there is no track record of the competency and trainings of the employees and how they are working. Third one, the consultant identifies the root cause. The third one is the inadequate review against the technical standards. We are knowing that day by day. All the new standards are developing, but in this case, no any standards uh, were updated, or you can say the updated standards were not implemented. And definitely they are not even they are not updated their technology uh, as per the latest standards. The fourth one is inadequate management of change review, MOC, basically management of change MOC system is one of the system which is a critical part of the integrity management system, and it should be implemented in the refinery. But in this case, this system was not was not was not implemented in the refinery. It means all the changes, all the modifications are done without any engineering review. Uh, the fifth one is the lack of effective management system. Definitely, it shows the lack of management commitment, and you can say the absence of integrity management systems. So all these root cause of any disaster emphasize the requirement of a effective management system that effectively manage all the assets in a fit for service conditions, and also ensure that all the disciplines should be integrated, uh, track record of the competencies of the employee, and ensure the implementation of the updated standards and the technology. And similarly, many more activities can an effective integrity management systems can do. So after some back-to-back failures in the industry, in the refinery, in the oil and gas facilities, or any processing plants, the need of comprehensive integrity management programs was realized, and many initiatives were taken to develop the framework of asset integrity management systems. Here in this presentation, we would like to define the concepts of the asset integrity management system and how they can improve the safety and reliability of the assets and the safety of the personnel. Okay. First, we have to define what are the objectives of the integrity management program. The main objective of the asset integrity management program is to maintain your assets in a fit for service conditions while extending its remaining life in the most reliable, safe, and cost-effective manner.
Sir, can I just take 1 minute? Can you please fix your microphone because your voice has some distortion?
Okay. Now it's okay?
Yeah, sure, better please continue.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so basically we are discussing about the objective. The primary objective of the asset integrity management programs is to maintain your assets in a fit for service conditions while extending its remaining life in most reliable, safe, and the cost effective manner. And what is the asset integrity management is? Asset integrity management basically outlines the ability of an asset to perform its intended function effectively and efficiently while protecting health, safety, and environment. Okay. And the means of ensuring that the people, system, process, and the resources that deliver integrity are in place, in use, and will perform when required over the whole life cycle of the assets. In a simple way, you can say AIM is also addressing the integrity of the assets so as to keep the risk to the people, plant, environment, and reputation as at alarm level. Alarm is the terminology which means as low as reasonably practical. We know that risk cannot be minimized, cannot be zero. Risk should, if you are operating any assets, if you are operating any plants, risk should be there. It cannot be zero, it cannot be minimized, but it can be managed as low as reasonably practical. And this is the basic objective of the integrity management programs. By implementing this integrity management programs, we sorry, we can manage our assets at a large level. And what are the benefits of this integrity management practices and programs? We can establish an effective integrity program that adheres to all relevant regulations and safety standards. We can improve the technical integrity of our assets. We can reduce lost income due to unplanned shutdown. Means we can reduce the unplanned shutdown, or almost we can avoid the unplanned shutdowns. We can optimize the inspection activities. We can optimize the maintenance activities, and finally we can optimize the inspection and maintenance cost. And although we can also maintain an auditable system by implementing the management practices, integrity management practices. If we discuss about so these are the what is asset integrity management, and what are their benefits. Now, what are the challenges the operator are facing nowadays when they are going to implement the asset integrity management program? There are basically three challenges. One challenge, one challenge is they have to keep equipment risk as low as reasonably practical. They have to maintain profitable production. And third is compliance with the legislative requirements and the industry standards. So these three are the challenges, or you can say the objective of any owner. You know, with the time, their assets are corroding, and with the corroding the assets, there is a lot of leakages problem. So in that scenario, there is a challenge of any owner of the plant. So to keep the risk as low as reasonably practical for their assets. Similarly, if the plants are aging and their OPEX, their operational expenses is tightening, so the profitable operation is definitely a challenge. And similarly, when the legislation requirements are hardening, and there is a focus in the sharpening, so compliance with all the legislative requirements and compliance with all the industry standards is also one of the challenge. So how we can face these challenges? So the answer is by implementing an effective asset integrity management program. Once you are implementing an effective integrity management program, you can easily handle these challenges, and you can keep your assets on low risk. You can maintain your profitable operation, and you also compliance with all the legislative and the requirements and the industrial standards. So, okay, this is the basically what is the asset integrity management objectives and their challenges. When this program is implemented in the plant, either it will be implemented in the operation phase when the plant is in operation, either it will be implemented in the design phase when the plant is in the design phase, or either it will be implemented in the construction or commissioning phase. The answer is this: the asset integrity management is the cradle to grave approach. Cradle to grave approach means the asset integrity management should be implemented from concept, from designing to the decommissioning of the asset, means throughout the life cycle. For effective operation of your assets, And for safety of your assets, you have to implement the asset integrity management program from the design stage, from the design, and then procurement and construction, and then commissioning, and then operation, and then modification, and last is the decommissioning. So throughout the life cycle, this asset integrity management program should be implemented to ensure the integrity and safety of your assets and your employees. So the asset integrity management program is the cradle to grave approach. And this cradle to grave approach is divided into three different steps, or you can say three different phases. One is the design integrity, one is the technical integrity, and one is the maintain integrity. When you are maintaining, when you are implementing the integrity programs in the design stage, then it is the design integrity, and when you are implementing the integrity programs in the procurement and the commissioning phase, that is the technical integrity, and when you are implementing the integrity programs in the operation, modification, and decommissioning phase, that is the maintain integrity. Basically, in design stage, you are typically carry out high level assessment of corrosion conditions to determine either the material of construction is suitable for this type of process, or you have to change your material of construction so the degradation rates can be minimized and your equipment life can be increased. So this type of studies can be done in the design phase. When after design phase, the plant come in the commissioning phase, or the procurement phase. There is some quality checks, and this quality check should be implemented when you are constructing or erecting some any of your equipment or of any of your assets. After construction and commissioning, the plant now in operation. So there is a comprehensive integrity management programs in place in many refineries and available in the markets. By implementing those integrity management programs, you can enhance your reliability and safety of your assets and your employees. So these are the basically objectives and the benefits of the asset integrity management program. If we discuss the current scenario, what is the current scenario in our industry? In our industry, the business and asset integrity objectives are not aligned. Business objectives is different and asset integrity objectives is different. Similarly, computerized maintenance management system and integrity management system, both are the management system, but their functions are different, and they should be integrated. But in current situation, they are not integrated. Your assets liability is uncertain. You do not have the clear picture of your asset health. Your inspection and maintenance cost is so high. You can basically in nowadays plants are not doing their inspection asset inspections, and some asset inspections are sufficiently inspected while some assets are not well understood. So these are the current situations uh, in which the plants are operating. One of the barrier is there are many data sources in one plant. There are many data sources in one plant, uh, and you have conflicting between them. So once you do not have a single unified data source, uh, and these data sources are integrated with the multiple users. So you have a single data source with authentic data, and you can use this data for implementing the integrity management programs. And how this happen? This will happen when all the disciplines will integrate. Once all the disciplines will integrate, a systemized data or one data source will be developed, and this data source will be helpful in implementing the integrity management programs for the any of your assets. So first, after some concept of the asset integrity management programs, we discuss about the basic elements of the asset integrity management programs. There are three basic elements. One is the management system. Second is the program development, and third is the program implementation. Management system is same. It's a leadership commitment to develop a system, asset integrity management system that delegates duties, responsibilities, authorities, and accountabilities with the respect to the development and implementation. A comprehensive asset integrity manual should be developed, which will be used as a guide for the development and implementation of asset integrity management system programs. And the content should be like policy leadership commitment, like planning, like inspection, testing, monitoring, and reporting, and audit and verifications. So these systems should be developed, and this is the responsibility of the leadership of the plant who develop the effective management systems strategy or manual. So now the second element is the program development. In program development, under the umbrella of management systems, several programs can be developed for the implementation of the integrity management system. The programs development you can classify according to the asset types. For example, if you have some static equipment, so different programs will be developed for the integrity assessment of the static equipment. If you have some rotating type of equipment like pumps, like compressors, so different programs will be developed to ensure the integrity and safety of the rotating equipment. If you have electrical and instrumentation assets, so the same different programs will be developed, and similarly for the other type of asset like civil and structure. So once you developed all the programs with respect to the type of assets, so by implementing these programs to your facility, basically you are enhancing your safety of your plants and maintainability of your production. So what are the basic contents of the integrity assessment program? That is, the programs should ensure the fitness for service of your assets, should determine the remaining life of your assets, should determine the recommended actions for the corrosion control, and in case if the failure occurred, so there should be a system which or a team which will do the failure analysis and determine the root cause why the failure occurred. So these are the basic elements of the program development. There are many programs development for the static equipment. For example, for the static equipment, there is one program that is called the risk-based inspection. Risk-based inspection basically is an integrity management program through which we determine the risk of your static equipment, and based on the risk, we developed the inspection scheme, inspection program of each assets, which includes what equipment that need to be inspected, where the inspection required, when the inspection required means the interval, the frequency of the inspection, and how the inspections will be performed, what type of techniques will be used, and how much means coverage of the inspections. So based on this inspection, based on this RBI inspection program, we maintained the integrity of the static equipment. So similarly, and remember, all these activities, all these integrity program developments will be based on the industry standards. All the work done will be based on the industry standards uh, and the codes. For example, this, as I told you, the one integrity management program, that is the RBI. That is RBI is based on the one code, American Petroleum Institute API 580. So the second, if we discuss about the rotary equipment, the rotary equipment is basically for the integrity management program for the rotary equipment is the reliability centered maintenance. This is similar to the risk-based inspection, but in reliability centered maintenance, we also develop the risk ranking of the rotating equipment like pumps and the compressors, and based on the risk, we develop the inspection scheme to ensure the integrity of the rotating equipment. And similarly, the last is the process safety management. Process safety management as per the OSHA standards, OSHA 3132, in which we develop the program and ensure the safety of the assets as well as the employees. It includes the process hazard analysis, of development of operating procedures, employee trainings, mechanical integrity is part of the process safety management. And similarly, one of the management of change procedures development is also the part of the process safety management. So these are the programs we can develop under the umbrella of the management system. And by implementing these programs, we can enhance our integrity and safety of our assets and minimize the failures and the disasters. The third and the last element of the effective asset integrity management system is the program implementation. Once you develop the system, you develop the manual strategy developed by the leadership. Then under the umbrella of this as management system, we develop the different programs with respect to their assets, and now we come to the implementation. Once we develop the program, now we come to the implementation of these programs. The output of the programs is the implementation, and in implementation, we are doing physical inspections, physical audits, physical surveys as per the inspection schemes which we developed in the integrity management programs. So in implementation, we are inspecting, auditing all our assets by using some different techniques. These techniques can be some non-destructive techniques and some also some destructive techniques. So normally in refineries and oil and gas or in any other processing plants, the inspections are performing by utilizing different types of NDT inspections or NDT technique. By using these techniques, we can determine the current condition of the assets. Okay, what is the criteria of selecting the NDT technique? Definitely, there is a number of NDT techniques available in the market, but how you select which techniques is suitable for your assets? So there are a number of criteria. There are a number of factors which you have to consider when you selecting the any techniques for ensuring the integrity and safety of your assets. One is the equipment geometry. One is the material of construction of your equipment. Third one is the what type of degradation mechanism, what type of damage mechanisms your equipment facing. And then is location. and size of the defect, size of the flaw. And one factor is the process. What are the process of the equipment, and some one factors we can also consider is the if you did any past inspections. So based on this historic inspection data, we can select the inspection techniques. Sorry. We in the program implementation, in the inspection scheme implementation, there is one section is the condition and corrosion monitoring. There is also a use of some different type of inspection activities, as well as the techniques, different type of tools and techniques that generally all the world is using to ensure the integrity and the safety of their equipment. And these techniques are also depend upon the type of the equipment. For example, if we are talking about the rotary equipment like pumps and compressors, so for the rotary equipment, vibration analysis is one of the techniques to ensure the integrity of the rotating equipment. Similarly, thermography, oil analysis, balancing, alignment, this type of techniques we are using for the integrity of the rotary equipment. Similarly, for static equipment like pressure vessel, piping, and tanks, there is a different type of entity techniques that we are using, and sometimes we are using online corrosion monitoring. By using online corrosion monitoring, we can identify which equipment is corroding and which equipment is on a high risk of failure. So once we are monitoring, if the management program in place, we can address this metal loss or this degradation before failure. So and different type of material testing and analysis we can use for implementing the effective integrity management program. So basically, these are the three elements of the effective asset integrity management system. One is the management system. Under the management system, there is the management programs, and this management programs is based on the type of the assets, and the third one is the implementation of this management programs. So once you follow this path, it means you are ensuring your asset integrity and the safety of your plants, of your assets, of your employees, and definitely you are safeguarding your reputation also. As I told you that all these activities, all these management programs and the management system activities based on the some standards, some international standards, and the standards are the basically foundation of the all these management systems. And you can say the pillar of this management system is the trainings, competency of the your employee, competency of your employees basically. So if you properly train your personnel, they will effectively develop the programs and implement that programs in your system. So so by this by following all this activities and all this following all this flow path, you can ensure the asset integrity and safety of your assets. So till now, this all from my side. Now we may answer your questions if you have any. So please ask. Okay, one question I'm seeing that what are our local legal requirements regarding asset integrity? Yes, there is some our local regulations are developing. Uh, like one of our organization that is OGRA, Oil and Gas Regulatory Authority, they developed some regulations. So it depends upon the type of asset because they mostly work on the LNG and CNG facilities and the refineries. So you can access to their website and you can read their regulations and what regulations are implemented in our refineries or especially LNG facilities. Okay. One question is how SGS can support to industry in the asset integrity management. Definitely, uh, we have a very vast experience in implementing the asset integrity management systems in the national facilities as well as as a international. And as an introduction, I told you that SGS is a world leading inspection and testing verification company, which involved in the asset integrity management system implementation of the all over the world. So we have a very vast experience and we can support you anytime. So if you have any questions, please ask. Okay, one question is, does you apply lead management tools while offering services, or does you offer productivity enhancing services? Yes. Uh, Basically, we are auditing many industries. We are identifying gaps either in the integrity or in operations, and we also give recommendations how to improve your productivity as well as the integrity of your assets. And as I told you, that all these activities uh, are based on the some standards. So once we are drafting the recommendations, so all the recommendations are based on the some industry practices and the guidelines. Okay, we close our session. So thank you for all. For further detail, you may refer SGS website or our offices. And SGS is organizing consecutive sessions in first Safety Pro Expo virtual exhibition. We have another session lined up at the same time tomorrow on occupational health and safety. So please make sure your presence in this session too. So thank you so much. Visit Safety Pro Expo Facebook page for further details. Thank you. Thank you so much.